The world is full of mega projects at this very moment, but not all of them succeed. From empty airports to a ghost city with literally zero people left, here are the most useless mega projects around the world with billions of dollars wasted. Stick to the end of the video because the last one will shock you. And if you're interested in more mega projects related videos, please subscribe to our channel. Number 8. Wonderland Eurasia. At number 8, we have the curious case of Wonderland Eurasia, a mega project that promised thrills and chills, but ended up leaving everyone feeling, well, confused. So picture this, a massive amusement park complex in Turkey boasting roller coasters galore, luxurious hotels, and even an artificial ski slope. It was meant to be the ultimate entertainment destination, like Disneyland on steroids. But as the saying goes, all that glitters isn't gold. Wonderland Eurasia quickly became a poster child for useless mega projects. Construction started way back in 2013, fueled by millions of dollars and soaring ambitions. Unfortunately, those ambitions weren't grounded in reality. Delays, cost overruns, and legal battles became the park's unwelcome companions. But even with over $801 million spent, it was nothing more than a failed project. But the damage wasn't just financial. To make way for this concrete jungle, vast swaths of pristine natural habitat were destroyed, ancient forests vanished, and precious water resources were diverted to maintain the illusion of paradise. The once thriving ecosystem was left fragmented and scarred, a stark reminder of the cost of unchecked development. In the end, Wonderland Eurasia became a hollow shell of its intended glory. Empty buildings stand as ghostly reminders of a dream gone wrong, while the surrounding landscape bears the wounds of its creation. Number 7. Echo Atlantic City. But number 7 is even more interesting, with Echo Atlantic City coming into the play. Let's talk about Echo Atlantic City, a massive project rising from the Atlantic Ocean itself. It's like a brand new city being built on reclaimed land, promising futuristic buildings, fancy hotels, and even a financial district. Sounds pretty cool, right? But hold on, there's another side to this story. Critics argue it's a bit of a useless mega project. Here's why. First, the cost is insane. Billions of dollars have been poured into this project, and it's not even close to finished. With delays and financial issues, it's unclear when or even if it will be completed. Secondly, there's the environmental impact. Reclaiming land from the ocean isn't exactly eco-friendly. It disrupts marine life and destroys valuable natural habitats. Some even worry it could worsen coastal erosion in the long run. And lastly, who's this city really for? With sky-high prices and exclusive developments, it seems more like a playground for the wealthy than a solution to Lagos's growing population and infrastructure problems. So, while Echo Atlantic City might look impressive on paper, especially in a country like Nigeria, it's important to consider the downsides before we get too excited. Is it a sustainable and responsible use of resources? Or is it just another example of flashy development with little real benefit for the majority? No one really knows. Number 6. Mirabel Airport. And if Echo City didn't surprise you, the failure of Mirabel Airport will. Nestled just northwest of Montreal, Mirabel was conceived as a mega airport, a futuristic marvel that would dwarf all others. Picture this, a sprawling landscape of runways longer than football fields, futuristic terminals, and the ability to handle millions of passengers a year. It was a bold vision, a symbol of Canada's ambition to be a global aviation leader. But somewhere between the blueprints and the reality, things went astray. Construction delays, budget overruns, and changing economic landscapes all conspired to clip Mirabel's wings. While it did serve as a major hub for cargo and a testing ground for aircraft, its passenger traffic never quite soared. Today, Mirabel stands as a reminder that even the most ambitious plans can sometimes come crashing down. Its empty terminals and silent runways whisper tales of unrealized potential. Some even call it a ghost airport, a symbol of wasted dreams and millions of dollars lost. Number 5. Millennium Dome. But do you guys remember the Millennium Dome? That giant futuristic-looking dome in London? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving into the story of this mega project and why it might be one of the most useless and expensive endeavors ever undertaken. Picture this: 1996. London is buzzing with excitement for the new millennium. The government decides to celebrate in style with a massive dome-shaped exhibition showcasing Britain's achievements and looking towards the future. Sounds cool, right? Except it wasn't. The project was plagued with problems from the start. Construction costs ballooned, reaching a staggering £758 million. That's over $1 billion. The exhibits, while ambitious, were criticized for being bland and uninspiring. And let's not forget the environmental damage caused by building such a behemoth on the Greenwich Peninsula. To make matters worse, attendance figures were abysmal. The projected 12 million visitors never materialized, leaving the dome with a huge financial hole. In the end, the project became a symbol of wasted money and missed opportunities, forever nicknamed the Millennium Dome Flop. Number 4. Bataan Nuclear Power Plant. At number 4, we have the fascinating yet slightly spooky world of the Bataan Nuclear Power Plant. Located about 100 kilometers west of Manila, this mega project was supposed to be the Philippines' shining star of clean energy. But as we'll see, things didn't exactly go according to plan. Construction began in the 70s, fueled by the oil crisis and the hope for a more independent energy future. The project was massive, boasting a 621-megawatt Westinghouse reactor that promised to power countless homes. But here's the thing, it never did. Despite being completed in 1984, the Bataan plant never generated a single watt of electricity. Political turmoil, safety concerns, and a lack of public support all played a role in its abandonment. And that's where the useless part comes in. Over $2.3 billion were poured into this project, and it sits there today as a silent reminder of a lost opportunity. Not only did it fail to deliver energy, but it also left behind a legacy of environmental impact. The construction disrupted the surrounding ecosystem, and the plant itself remains a potential safety hazard. So, it's safe to say that this is one of the most useless mega projects to this date. Number 3. Interstate H3. But a highway can't go wrong, right? Well, let's talk about Hawaii's Interstate H3. Now, you might think a highway through a tropical island sounds dreamy, but believe me, this one's a bit different. It's also known as the John A. Burns Freeway, and it stretches 24.66 kilometers, connecting Honolulu to the Kaneohe Marine Corps Air Station. Sounds useful, right? Well, not quite. The H3, nicknamed the Tunnel to Nowhere, was plagued by problems from the start. The initial budget of $250 million ballooned to a staggering $1.3 billion, making it one of the most expensive highways ever built per mile. But the real price wasn't just financial. To build this tunnel, they carved through the beautiful Koolau mountain range, a vital watershed for the island. This led to significant environmental damage, including habitat loss and increased erosion. And guess what? The traffic it was supposed to alleviate? It didn't really happen. The H3 remains underutilized, with many locals choosing the scenic alternate route. So while the H3 might look impressive at first glance, it's a classic case of a mega project gone wrong. It serves as a reminder that sometimes even the most ambitious projects can come at a cost we can't afford, both environmentally and economically. Number 2. Naypyidaw. Now, let's take a trip to Southeast Asia, to the heart of Myanmar, where we find Naypyidaw. Now, Naypyidaw isn't your typical capital city. It's a mega project with a twist. Imagine a city with 20-lane highways wide enough to land airplanes on, but hardly a car in sight. Think of palatial government buildings sitting empty and a massive zoo with more enclosures than animals. That's Naypyidaw. This ambitious project, costing billions of dollars, was built in just a few years. But the dream of a bustling metropolis quickly turned into a reality of emptiness. Many believe it was a vanity project by the former military government, a way to control the population and isolate themselves from the rest of the country. Today, Naypyidaw stands as a reminder that sometimes bigger isn't always better. Number 1. The World Islands. At number 1, we have the biggest abomination of them all, the World Islands. It's a super cool project, or at least it was meant to be. Imagine an archipelago shaped like a giant world map, right off the coast of Dubai. You'd have your own private island paradise, nestled among continents made of sand. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the thing. This ambitious project got hit by a few waves of reality. Construction costs skyrocketed, investors got cold feet, and now most of these islands just sit empty like forgotten sandcastles. Only a handful are actually developed, with one being a luxury resort. The environmental impact ain't great either. Creating these islands involved dredging tons of sand from the ocean floor, which can mess with marine life. Not to mention the resources needed to maintain these artificial landscapes. So, while the World Islands started as a dream of luxury living, it turned into a bit of a nightmare. It's a reminder that even the most dazzling projects need careful planning and a dose of reality before they become just a blip on the map. In a world where mega projects rule, we have some of the most useless ones too. Whether it's due to natural causes or some planning going wrong, we hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon for future videos like these. Until next time, peace.